Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's that time of year, the time for my top 5 decks that I've worked with this year and my 5 decks that I didn't really connect with and I didn't do well with. I don't want to say my 5 best and my 5 worst because I think worst is kind of a mean word in a way. Um, I don't think they're like worse decks. They're just I didn't connect with them. It doesn't make them bad decks. It doesn't make them worse decks. It just means I just didn't connect with them. I'm sure there's people out there that have, but I just didn't. So I believe this is going on a lot of people's channels right now, where they're talking about their best decks of the year and the ones that didn't work. So this is mine. I think I'm going to start with the 5 decks that I didn't connect with. And then I'm going to go into my 5 best decks that I worked with this year. So right off the get-go, the 2 decks that I did not connect with and have not done well with are not even here for me to show you guys because I moved them on. They have been here a couple years. I tried over a couple years to connect with these decks, to work with them, to spend time with them. And there's just nothing. And those 2 decks were both Rebecca Campbell decks. It was Starseed and Work Your Light. They stayed here as long as they were because they were gorgeous artwork. They were beautiful color palettes. I tried to connect with them. I tried to work with them. I tried to do stuff with them. And it just, everything fell flat. I was being left confused and like in a way worse state than I was going into the reading, right? Um, Usually I turn to readings for clarity, for guidance, things of that sorts. Whenever I used those 2 decks, I I would get frustrated because I would spend so much time looking at the book, looking at the keywords, trying to figure out how this fit in, what it meant, what it didn't mean. It became too complex and I would get frustrated and put them away, and I would get no answers, and I wouldn't get anything accomplished. So what I ended up doing is I ended up just rehoming them. So they're not even here for me to show you. That happened, I think I rehomed them both in around the beginning of the year. I'm gonna say it was in around February, March that they got rehomed. Um, I just Me and Rebecca Campbell decks don't connect. We don't connect well at all. So it was time for them to move on and maybe go to somebody who could enjoy them and connect with them and use them because I sure the heck did not. My next one is one that came in. I brought them in to put into the shop for Indigo Moon and to sell here. And I heard a lot of good stuff about it. I heard a lot of wonderful stuff about this deck. And I think it's a great beginner's deck, honestly. And that is the Way Home Tarot. I think this is a great beginner's deck. I can see the value in it. I can see why a lot of people do like it. But for me, if I can get it open, for me, it kind of fell flat. And I maybe it's just, it's too, I don't want to say simple because that doesn't sound right. It just wasn't my cup of tea. There was things about it that I found really confusing. This card in particular, the artwork is weird and it kind of doesn't match anything else in the deck. Um, I do like the court cards in a way. Um, some of the cards are amazing. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Like, this is a great tower card. This is kind of weird how we have like these full illustrations and then they go to really pippish. So like, I don't know. That's a great hermit card. I love that Hermit card. It's a great Hermit card. But I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. And my readings fall flat. And I just, I don't know, didn't connect. I know so many people love this deck, and I know so many people enjoy their readings from it. And like I said, if this was maybe like 15, 20 years ago, um, maybe even farther back than that, maybe this like young learning Tammy would like this. But at the point I am right now, this one don't make no freaking sense either. The point I am at right now, it's just it doesn't work for me. So I used it a couple times and it fell flat for me. I know in my shop it doesn't sell the greatest because it doesn't have a book. So for it to be a beginner's deck and then to not have a book, it kind of doesn't work. I don't know if their intention was for this to be a beginner's deck, but it's kind of got branded that from what I'm understanding. So I don't know. We didn't get along. And that's all I can say is we didn't get along. The next one that I didn't get along with is the Kalaka Tarot. And in all fairness, when I did take this out to work with it, I was kind of in a weird spot. And there was just a lot of weird stuff happening. And I don't know. It just, there's the backs. The backs are awesome. Um, it just, I don't know how to explain it. It was empty. I wasn't getting good readings off of it. I find this background blue obnoxious. And then some of them look like this, and then some of them look like they've been colored. And I actually like this better than that. Um, I don't know. It was a strange situation. Like the whole buying this and the shipping was kind of a weird situation. And I love skeletons. I absolutely love them. And I thought for sure this and me were gonna, I thought we were gonna be awesome together. And it just didn't work that way. Um, it really fell flat for me. And that's sad to say because it's funny, it's quirky, it's like like it's so weird. I love that hermit card though. It's I don't know, it is what it is. It ended up getting damaged. As you can see, there's corner of the cards. I don't know if it picks it up, but there's corner of the cards that are crinkled. One of the cards right here that we passed, I ended up, this one right here, it got damaged pretty good on the corner, and I ended up having to like press it. There's another card in here that got damaged as well that I had to press. So like there was just a whole lot of weirdness around it. I don't like the blue. Like honestly, it's that blue sky, that empty void of blue. And the funny thing is like that blue is not, like I don't enjoy that color. Like that's, if I was to say one of my colors that I do not like, it would be the background of that. But see, I like this, where it's got white mixed into it and it's kind of more like there's layers to it. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. And I'm going to give it another shot. I'm not going to just get rid of it. I'm going to give it another shot because I don't think that I necessarily gave it a fair chance. But even looking at it as I'm flipping through it, I'm just like, yeah, like I'm not feeling anything from it, which is really unfortunate. It's obviously a Rider-Waite clone, right? Just with skeletons, but we didn't connect. So, but like I said, I'm going to give it another shot because when I used it in the summer, because to me it's a very summer deck, like, right? It's got very poppy, bright, summery colors. Even some neon stuff happening in the Devil card, wherever that went. I just saw it fast. Like some really bright stuff happening, right? So I used it in the summer. I do think that this is still a summer deck, so I'll try it again in the summer. We'll see if we connect. And my last deck that I didn't connect with, and this is a mix of Oracle and Tarot. Obviously, the two Rebecca Campbell decks were Oracles, and then this one was an Oracle. My top five is actually all Tarot. I don't have any Oracles in that. And then this one right here, Citadel. I want to like it. I really honestly do. I want to like it. I want to enjoy it. But I said it in my previous video of it when I brought it in. I hate all the hands. It's just, there's something about the hands. Some of them look like hands, some of them look like mitts. And I said it in the last video, or the video that I did in it, not the last video, sorry, the video that I did this in. It feels like it's part of a game, and I don't know what the game is. And I'm pretty sure this is part of a game. I'm pretty sure this comes in some type of game package or something. I don't know. I don't know the details of it too much. But it feels like it's part of a game, and I don't know what that is. Some of them are really cool cards, but then other ones fall so flat for me, and it's too many hands. And I don't know why that is. Like, that's a cool card, but like if you got those hands out of there, it would have been even cooler. Like, I don't know. I'm weird with the amount of people in my cards. I need to have a good balance. I don't want like a deck that's full of nothing but hands and people, and this is full of nothing but hands and people. And I do like decks with people in them. Don't get me wrong, but there's just, I don't know. There's something about it. There's just way too many hands for me. And honestly, I brought it in and I haven't even touched it. I haven't worked with it at all. So in all honesty, I haven't really given it a chance, and I should give it a chance, and I will give it a chance. However, like I can't stand all the hands and like weird theater mask looking things. But like some of these cards are awesome, right? So like, I don't know. And like this makes sense having a hand in this. That makes sense. 100%, right? But like, I don't know. There's just something about it. I have to spend time with it. I have to give it a chance. It's not fair for me to say anything about it if I haven't given it a chance. But I did read once or twice with it when it first came in, and it was just weird. And it actually sassed me and it gave me attitude because it obviously senses that I'm weirded out by all the hands. And I just kind of went, okay, well, you know what? I don't have time for you right now. And I put it away. So that's, I don't know, just the way that it is, I guess. It fell flat for me, but I'm going to give it another go. I'm not just going to get rid of it and move it on. I'm going to give it another shot when I get the opportunity. But it just kind of sits on my shelf right now, and I keep looking at it and like, I don't know. It's hands, hands. Like, I don't know. It's all the hands. It freaks me out for some reason. It's not even freaks me out. It just bothers me. I don't know why. But anyways, so once again, that was two Rebecca Campbell decks that aren't even here, so I can't even show them to you because I moved them on. The Citadel, the Collecta, and the Way Home Tarot. They did not work for me this year at all. That's no hit to the decks. No, I don't mean anything bad to the creators. They didn't resonate with me, and that's all it is. I'm sure it resonated with a bunch of people. I'm sure these decks have wonderful reviews and things from other people, but just for me, they fell flat. And that's just like my own thing, right? All right, so now let's get into the 5 decks that were my best decks of the year. I'm going to go with the one that was the furthest back, And it is this one, the She-Wolf. Okay, and I'm going to be 100% truly honest. When I first got this deck, I didn't like it. Whoops, almost threw that off the table. There's things about it that I didn't like. I like the pink. I like the pink edging. I think that's really cool. I'm a pink girl. I love pink. But there was just, I don't know if we'll run into it. There's a couple cards in here that feel like they do not belong. They don't belong in this deck. They kind of stick out to sore thumbs to me. And like I said, like if we see them, I'll call them out. I don't like the male placements in here. They're like, it's a little strange to me. Maybe there's symbolism behind it. I'm not really sure. I don't know how to. We had a really rocky start, me in this deck. I actually was kind of, because it was a pretty expensive purchase and shipping, getting it into Canada. I was a little irritated when it first showed up. I felt really disconnected from it, and I was just kind of like, really? Like, this is what everybody's talking about? Like, I don't know. It didn't work for me, and I was just like, okay, was a waste of a lot of money. This card right here. This card to me sticks out like a sore thumb. It just doesn't fit. The model looks weird and awkward. The mushrooms are weird and awkward. It's just weird to me. Like, you have these awesome, pieces of art, and then there's just like, this card is super random and strange to me. And it almost irritates me enough that it wrecks my experience, because for some reason it comes up all the time. And I think it's just obviously pushing my buttons. But anyways, so I got really, really, really sick in the beginning of the summer. And it was a strange situation. It was kind of like one of those situations where you were just like, I don't know what's going on. I felt like my body had betrayed me and like my immune system. And I was really down in the dumps. And I ended up working with this deck. This deck brought me through a really, 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 really bad time. And I worked with it for a couple months. And I actually had a really hard time putting it away, because I had at that point bonded with it, because it took me through this horrible period and illness, and it guided me, it comforted me, it did some crazy work with me, and it changed my view and opinion of it. And I don't know, I had I don't know if I could have gotten through what I went through if it wasn't for this deck, because this deck really brought me through, and it was a really hard time. And we bonded, like I said, really deep. So this deck was definitely, it's definitely in my top 5, because that period in my life was really difficult. And once I understood its language, once I connected to it, once I got into it, I was good. And we connected, like I said. And I believe I've said a couple times now. um, we were good. And it brought me through some really difficult stuff. So, yeah, She-Wolf Tarot is definitely in my 5 top decks of 2023. Okay, the next deck is the Klimt Tarot. Once again, this took place of the She-Wolf Tarot when I put the She-Wolf Tarot away, and I was still going through a healing process. I was still going through a difficult, sorry, I keep putting my hands up really high. I was going through a difficult period. I was going through healing, and this deck brought me through it. It finished up the work of the she-wolf, and I love it. This deck is one of my favorites. I really enjoy working with it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love so much about it. The artwork is phenomenal. I'm like a huge fan. Like, if you guys have watched my videos, you know I'm a huge fan of Los Garbeos decks. I don't care about all these like extra languages on here and stuff like that. It means nothing to me. This deck is so beautiful, and the gold details are in just the right spots. It adds an elegance and a richness to this deck. This deck brought me through July and August. I found it to be a very Leo energy, and it stayed by my side. And this was another one that I had a really hard time putting away and switching out. Um, and like I said, it finished up the work of the she-wolf. So we bonded really deep, and I really enjoyed the readings from it and the characters in it. It's just it's just a great deck, and it is definitely in my top 5 of this year. So I feel like most people, 2023 was not a good year for me. There was a lot of I am a very healthy person, and I ended up having a lot of different weird health situations come forward. There was a lot of business issues that happened. There was a lot of relationship issues that happened. There was just stuff across the board. It seemed like everywhere I went, everybody was fighting and disagreeing. Like, it was a horrible year. 2023 was a rotten year. So most of these decks that are in my top 5 are there because they did the legwork with me. They did the long haul with me. Um, this one right here, the Moonchild Shadow Edition. This was another one. It had a permanent hangout in my on my nightstand. I had a hard time putting it away. This I didn't use during a period when like there wasn't really anything going on. Like, it wasn't didn't go through like illness with me like the way that those other two did. This just was calming to me. The way that it feels in your hands is calming. The rose petal finish is soft and gentle. The color palette is soft and gentle. I love this Three of Cups. It just would calm me down. And when I would do my nightly readings with it, it would just finish off my day and kind of put me into this like ambient dream state. And I enjoyed the messages from it. I think that this is probably one of the best done decks at this time. There's a lot of thought and attention to detail that has gone into this deck. Danielle Noel did it. She did a phenomenal job. This is an outstanding deck. Um, and that she's the reason why I held on to the Rebecca Campbell decks as long as I did, because she did the artwork in those decks, right? So that's the reason why I held on to them, even though I didn't connect with them, was because of her artwork. So Moonchild and Starchild, you know, I enjoy them very much. So it only made sense for me to get this when it came out. Um, it sold out in my shop super fast, and I just bonded instantly and so deep with it. I love the Moonchild, the original one, the first edition. I love it. I'm great with it. But this one brought I don't know, this one bonded with me deeper. I don't know if it's the color palette's more my style. Um, I don't know what it is about it, but this one kind of connected to me a little bit deeper and stronger than the other Moonchild, the original Moonchild. I don't know. There's something about it. And the funny thing is like there are obviously different pictures, but at the same time, there's a lot of similar artwork just in a different color palette. So maybe it's just the colors resonate more with me. I have no idea. But I like how she kind of put like kind of a witchy turn in it. There's a little bit more of the metaphysical in it, I guess you would say. So to me, like, I don't know. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I think it's beautiful. Um, it's another deck that I had to make myself put away because I just wanted to keep working with it. And I was like, nope, I need to start working with other decks. I need to start bringing out other stuff. So this was one of those ones that just kind of was hard to put away. I really enjoy this deck. I still do. I just did a reading the other day for someone with this deck and it was phenomenal. I love it so much. So yeah, that's the Moonchild Shadow Edition. All right, so my next deck is the Light Seers Tarot. So there's kind of a funny story with this. Well, not funny, but like it is what it is, right? Okay. So this deck has spoken to me several times. Every time I see it, I'm like, I gotta get this deck. I gotta get this deck. I gotta get this deck. And then I see it, and then I would see it, and I was like, nope, I don't like it. I don't want it. I'm not interested in it. Finally, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it. It is not my style. It is not my cup of tea at all. It's super people heavy. Um, some of the cards, this one in particular, I don't like. I don't like this one. I don't like the devil card. But the reason why it's here is because when you're down in the dumps and you're having a bad day and you kind of just need a gentle read, a little bit of reinsurance, a little bit of a shoulder to cry on, this deck does it. It's when I need things to be nice and I just need to see the light in the dark. When things are going really bad and I just need some encouraging words and just something nice. This deck does it for me. It's so kind and it delivers its message so beautifully. And even though it's not my style, and even though it's not typically a deck that I'm drawn to, there is a reason why this is a very popular deck and has been around a long, long time. And it's because it is beautiful. Now, in the past, I've moved along decks like this. What's the one called? The Wanderers. Okay. The Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce. It was too soft. It was too delicate. Um, I moved it on. The backs of that deck is one of my most favorite backs. I love the Wandering Star Tarot. The back of the cards are phenomenal. However, the deck itself was way too soft and gentle and like ooey gooey for me. So I ended up moving it on. This deck takes its place, but it's not as ooey gooey and as soft spoken as the Wanderer's Tarot is, or Wandering Star Tarot is. This deck, like I said, this deck has brought me through some pretty dark stuff. And it's just like I said, it's like the light at the end of the tunnel for me. It's kind, it's beautiful, it's gentle. I'm not the biggest fan of its cardstock. Its cardstock could be a little bit better, but I really, really enjoy the energy and the guidance and the feeling from this deck. So, the deck that is not my style and is not my cup of tea is one of my top 5 of the year because It's just, it's there for you when you need it, man. And it just has such beautiful messages, and it's just, it's so much light. So it definitely is going to be staying in my collection. It's won my heart. Okay, so last but not least is the Solera Occulto Melora. Okay, this deck has literally been on my nightstand for, it's going on 4 months now, almost 4 months. I love it. I went to put it away the other day, and I was like, yeah, no, I can't. I'm not done. I'm not done. I want it. I'm still not done with it yet. I really enjoy it. I love its delivery. I love its messages. I've talked about it a couple times now in a couple different videos. It's great. I could use it with my clients. I could use it on myself. I could use it in any situation. It's kind in its delivery, but it's not like ooey gooey. Like it'll tell you what it needs to say. It has no problem saying what it needs to say. But the way it delivers the message is it's nice. I don't know, but like I said, like it's not like the light seers. Like it's a little bit sterner than that, but I don't know. There's something about the characters in these cards and just I love these two cards are I think my favorite in the whole deck. I love both of them so much. I love the sun too. I like the plants, like the vines coming up through her hair. But this is just such a great deck. It's another one where there's been a lot of attention to detail. The card stock is gorgeous. The backs are absolutely stunning. And I really enjoying my time with it to the point where I have not put it away. It's literally prime real estate next to my bed. And anytime something goes on, anytime something happens, this is the first one I grab right now. Um, I love it. I have nothing but good things to say about it. It's fantastic. So definitely, definitely in the top five, 100%. Oh, I guess I should show its oracle too, because it did come with an oracle. Um, oh, look at there's more cards that didn't come out. Um, I find the book a little frustrating because the words are so small. The typing, like I wish she just made her fonts a little bit bigger, but whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're gonna kind of go wrong somewhere, that's the place to do it. Um, this oracle has been mean to me. It's kicked my ass a couple times, and I was just like, really? Like I wasn't expecting that. Um, it's a good oracle, and but I find I've got to be in the mood to work with it because it can get it's pretty in your face. And it's funny because it's an oracle. You wouldn't think it would be. You think it would be softer and guiding. I actually find the tarot softer and guiding. And I find this oracle is like, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's kicked my ass a couple times. And I've just been like, whoa, like really? Like this is a crazy card. I don't think I'm ready to hear what this card has to say. So definitely not what I was expecting out of the oracle. And like I said, I have to be in the mood to use it. I do use it, but I have to be in the mood for it. And I keep it separated from the deck with just like the book in between them, right? So yeah, this is like I'm loving it. It's great. It's amazing color palette. It's beautiful. So like I said, definitely one of my 5 best decks of 2023. And now I do have an honorable mention, and it's my Edmund Duloc in his little beat up box. I think that this deck has been being shown a little bit lately on like the YouTube channels. I think it's kind of making its way around a little bit. I love this deck. It's elegant. The artwork is stunning. I really like Los Scarbeo's cardstock on this one. I just enjoy the messages from it. I'm really enjoying it. This is sitting next to the Solero Occulto, and I rotate. So like one night I use that one night I use this one. Sometimes I do both in one night, and I ask them both the same questions, and I just see how they're going to like interpret the situation differently, right? So I'm actually working with both of these right now. This one's on my nightstand, and so is that one. And I'm just really liking it. I'm using it with the soul cards right now. Soul cards 1. I find that it pairs so well with that oracle. Um, yeah, this is like my my honorable mention. I'm really enjoying it. And it would have been in the number 5, but the Klimt Tarot, I had some special moments with that one. And so that's what kind of bumped this one out, because I haven't done the same work with this deck yet as I did those other ones. So that's the only reason why. But great deck. Love it. Love everything about it. It's a little bit more of an advanced read because of the way that it is designed, right? But it's okay. Backs, one of my most favorite backs. Love it. But yeah, so here's my honorable mention. It's the Dulac, the Edmund Dulac. So these were my top 5 decks of 2023. Um, I love them. I've worked, like I've said, I've gone through some pretty heavy stuff with them, especially the She-Wolf and the Klimt Tarot, and the Light Seers a little bit. But these two, they were serious workhorses this year for me. They brought me through some really crazy difficult times. Another honorable mention that I should say is Shadowland Tarot. If you do watch my channel, you'll know why. That was another deck that took me through some pretty crazy stuff. Um, the reason why it's not in this is because it didn't take me through the way these ones did, if it makes any sense. And I love the Shadowland Tarot. I had really phenomenal moments with it. I had a lot of good readings with it. I would show it, but it is like way up there. And I'm not getting up to get it. But it's a definite honorable mention as well. Um, but yeah, these have been my workhorses. These have brought me through the crazy chaos of 2023, which needs to screw off. And 2024 better be freaking nice, because I don't know if I can honestly take any more chaos and craziness. So here's to a better year ahead. And, you know, I'm interested to see what decks I'm going to work with for 2024 and what I'm going to be spending time doing and what's going to really speak to me. I have a feeling there's going to be a couple of these ones that come obviously back out. Um, but yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed my video. If you did, like, subscribe, share, all that wonderful stuff. And like I always say, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.